Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for ScubaRadio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that ScubaRadio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for ScubaRadio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me.
Bubble Boy in the flesh.
How about that?
What up, gentlemen?
Must be a special edition of the big show. I think it is, actually.
Gentlemen, Greg.
Very, well, okay, thank you. It's going to be a really interesting show today because we got a lot to cover. It's 4th of July weekend, so we're going to break down some of the best dive sites in the good old USA. It's an appropriate time to do such a thing. We have the ScubaRadio Scuba Squad to help out in that regard. We got Barry the Bugger, Vinny Two Tanks, Jerry the Diver Guy, even Mermaid Kristen with us on this 4th of July weekend. And partly because it's the holiday weekend, and partly because it also happens to be one of our own's very special day.
I told you not to do this.
What do you mean? Come on, Cock Johnson. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
You got to roll with it. It's CJ's birthday today. And so
Let's
before
humiliate him.
What do you mean? No, this is I'm sporting the my new guitar here, and I figured we'd do something.
You got the good one on.
Well, I figured we'd do something special for your birthday today, and start off the show before we get into the top dive sites of the USA to wish you a very special birthday. As you can see, Jerry the Diver Guy is wearing his birthday suit in your honor.
Please, God, no.
And we're warning everybody in advance.
Looks
if
like
you
he's
check
wearing
us
a
out
shirt
on
to me. He
Facebook.
looks clothed.
Really?
Do I need to stand up?
No,
thank you.
you don't.
No, thank you.
No.
Okay.
So,
Are you going
yeah.
to warn people to turn the volume down first?
What are you talking about, Barry? Be quiet. That's not a very good, birthday kind of thing to say.
Speaking of Jerry being in his birthday suit, that reminds me.
What does that remind you?
Before the show started,
right?
Bubble Boy and myself were speaking with your wife.
Yeah.
In the other room.
Right.
And Milo was wagging his tail.
Yeah, the dog.
And your wife was giving him crap for not barking when I came in. He loves me. He knows me.
Oh.
And James said, "Look at him. Look at his little nub. Look at him wagging his little nub." I said, "That's what she said."
Okay. All right. Well, let's just.
That was a long way to go.
That was a long way for but it's your birthday. We're gonna cut you some slack. But a lot of people wonder about CJ.
No, they don't.
They think, what does it stand for? We've told you many times it's Cock Johnson, and I figured today, more than any other day on the planet, would be a good day to kind of, solidify what that is all. The ballad.
There's a
of
real
Cock
answer.
Johnson.
There's a real answer, but that's not it.
No. I figured let's do the ballad of Cock Johnson. So we got this little song to play today.
In the depths of the ocean, where mysteries reside, there's a bold scuba diver with adventure as his guide. His name is Cock Johnson, fearless and free.
Oh, he is.
Exploring the waters not many can see.
Not many.
On ScubaRadio, he shares tales and delight. His bald head glistening as a symbol of his might. With his gleaming scalp shining in the sun's embrace, he dives fearlessly, leaving behind no trace.
he is.
Diving naked and coming out with pride.
Well, I don't mean coming out like, I mean just like you're proud of yourself because it's your birthday and all that kind of good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. One more time. One more part.
Cock Johnson, the ball diver of renown.
There you go.
With every dive, a new adventure is found from the depths of the sea.
There we go.
To the airways above. Oh, Cock Johnson makes Scuba Radio a show that we can all love.
Yeah. See how happy birthday. Happy birthday. You're welcome, and we apologize.
I don't know what to say.
You're speechless. First time ever
Except,
on Scuba Radio.
Thank
probably.
you. I just found Shark Tooth vodka.
Yeah, that's for me. That's
I think I'm gonna.
no.
After that, I need to.
Okay, I'll let you have
Yeah,
it.
this is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So there you go. The Ballad of Cock Johnson. Now we know his real story or the backstory to why
You can delete that.
is
MP3.
known as Cock Johnson. It's a
He's gonna play that.
there's a whole song. Not many people have a whole song dedicated to them on their birthday.
I think
so
it's a
you're
little
welcome.
long.
It was a little bit long.
I thought it
yeah,
was
but-
going to end, and then there was another verse.
But
I was like,
there was a lot of stuff to cover. There's a big backstory of why, you're called Cock Johnson, which that song did not address any of that.
right. That was born.
But addressed his bald head.
That's
that,
right.
That was born in the Keys last year.
What was?
The name.
Oh, that's right.
When did we go? March.
March or April? or
Yeah.
May?
Yeah, I think that sounds
so
about
that's
right.
Not, the name's not even really a full year old.
Well, we walked into this gift shop down in the Florida Keys, probably maybe in the top 10 dive sites of the U.S. So we'll get to that in just a bit. But we went into this gift shop. I think it was the Lobster Trap place.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
so
and
did Jerry.
They had some of these noggin cover things, do-rag things, whatever, and it had
Like the scuba cowboy.
had a rooster all over it. And I was like, hey, CJ, come over, check this out. I got an idea. CJ, Cock Johnson, you should wear this. And you said, oh, hell no. And from then on,
See, my mistake was laughing at it the first time.
Exactly.
Thinking, that's funny.
and that's why
Well, it was stuck
he is
no
now
matter
known
what.
as Cock. But try rhyming that story in a song. No way. No way.
How much AI did you use in
All
writing
of
those
it.
lyrics?
I just went to Chat GPT.
I knew
Write a song about a bald-headed scuba diver who does a radio show, and that's pretty much what they came up with. So there you go. And then
Well, there's no listeners left now. Whoever hasn't, clicked the off button.
Mermaid Kristen really liked that song. I saw her kind of bobbing her head to it. She was either that or she was having a seizure. Which one?
He was trying not
Kristen?
to cry.
Yeah. Do you have a comment?
Trying not to show with emotion.
Okay.
It
All
touched
right.
her. It
Give you
touched
an
her
idea
deeply.
of what I actually felt of the song.
Okay, so she was crying in agonizing pain.
It was very emotional.
And Jerry the diver guy liked it. I think Jerry was just jealous that it wasn't about him.
Well, I'm sure there's
no.
one coming for you.
Yeah. Yeah, chances
Well, I'm
are.
sure there's something.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, see, Vinny Two Tanks gives
Oh,
it
I
two
love
fins up. Success.
Bald head.
Yeah, there you go.
Up today.
No, I thought it was very creative.
Well, there you go. See, that's all I was going for.
It's like America's Got Talent.
And
The judges have spoken.
Vinny usually says you're the funny one, but today he said, well, at least I'm the creative one. So I'll take it. More coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula! You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft that take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com. So cool. Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Big news! You're all invited to my party.
Put another candle on my birthday cake. We're gonna bake a birthday cake. Put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me, and it's a birthday. That's right. It's old Cock Johnson's birthday. We just heard the ballad of Cock Johnson. Now you know the rest of the story. Everybody is caught up to speed with the exception of Casey the Tobacco Nut, who just joined us and missed the whole thing.
Mercifully.
You were lucky, Casey.
He timed it perfectly.
I've been up to speed my whole life.
I've had to hear that twice now.
Oh, well, consider yourself blessed.
Yes.
Barry. Yeah,
Barry.
Yeah, but it is, it is old CJ's birthday, so happy birthday to CJ.
Yes.
Thank you.
And he was, nicknamed down in the Florida Keys, one of the top dive sites in the U.S. I think that's a fair assumption. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, as far as my diving.
It's 4th of July, so I think it's only appropriate we break down some of the best dive sites in the USA, as well as celebrate CJ's birthday with which I guess you can keep the vodka. What was that vodka I got you, by the way?
Man, this
for
is
your
awesome.
Your special day.
Vodka or something?
Venice, Florida.
Bennett
Shark
from-
Tooth Vodka.
That's right. So Venice, Florida is where they have the famous shark teeth. And you see there's a little shark tooth necklace around the bottle of
That's cool.
vodka. And,
this is going to last at least 3 days.
I think you're pushing it.
Yeah.
It's
2
not
days.
gonna make it to the 4th. Let's be honest.
2 afternoons.
Yeah, but yeah, you can. They evidently have their own Venice vodka, and you can get a Venice shark tooth connected to it. They throw that
It's
in
very
as a little
cool. I've not
bonus.
seen this before.
Yeah. So you can put that around your neck or appendage of your choice.
Put it
and
on
you'll
your
be good.
leg. Or...
Okay, that's enough. Let's just stop right there. Yeah.
He knows what's coming next.
Quiet. Now, Kristen, Mermaid Kristen, she has a photo shoot, so I want to go to her because she's probably been to Venice, Florida. Have you over there doing the shark teeth thing? Have you done that yet, Kristen, or no? What do you
No,
think?
I haven't been there yet.
But you know about it. You know about
Yeah,
the
I know
shark
about
teeth.
it. Of course I know about it.
Of course she does. But you've never.
you
went
won't
over
shut
there.
up about it.
Well, yeah, that may be, but we're talking about putting together a dive trip over there. So it could be the Keys, it could be over Venice, it could be over for doing some scalloping Well, Casey the Tobacco Nut, just up the road
Come
from
on out.
Venice, right?
Uncle
Yeah.
Sam looks like Uncle Sam today.
Which
Well,
supposedly,
it is 4th of July weekend for the show. you know?
right? Yes, it is indeed.
And I did have to celebrate for CJ's birthday. So
How so? By getting
put on a
hammered
fancy
again?
hat.
Oh, the hat. Oh, right, exactly. That's what it was.
Love it.
But it's also the 4th of July weekend, and being today is July 1st. This is the first day of scallop season in Florida. Is that
First
right,
day of
Casey?
scallop season on the west coast of Florida. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So it's a madhouse this weekend if you want to go catch Florida scallops.
It is an absolute zoo.
But we may try to partake in this activity in maybe a couple weeks.
What's
We'll
your
let-
favorite way to have them? I like white wine and butter and garlic.
Well, you got to catch them first. Or
Yeah, no,
find
so
You
them.
like them? You like them sautéed?
Sauteed is good. Sauteed is very good.
I like them grilled over the grill.
Oh, you're a griller, are you?
Yeah.
It's, I would think it'd be hard to grill Florida
It's
scallops.
just very quick. Well, remember what Captain Walt DiMartini taught us about lobster tail?
What did he teach you?
Slow and low heat.
Slow and low. But they're, the Florida
and
scallops
fish,
are only about a
yes.
quarter, size of a quarter. They're kind of
Yeah,
small.
they're small. They're
You can
small.
grill them in the shell.
Slower and lower.
You grill them in the shell?
You can.
Huh. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe that would
Clean them.
be a way.
Then get you some empty shells and just put the meat back on the shells and grill them.
That's an idea.
Okay. I guess that's one
I
idea.
guess the shell
Or
would
you
get
can
hot.
get an actual grill that's designed not to let the scallop fall through.
Right, with a small mesh covering or whatever. Yeah. Either way. I don't know. The shell
tons of
thing
grill,
is an interesting
And then
idea.
you can just boil them in butter
Yeah.
and throw them on the grill for some color and eat them with an ice cold beer.
Okay.
Or you can deep fry them in some beer batter.
All right. Well,
And then have a
the
beer.
idea was to talk about how to go dive for them, not how to eat them, guys. I mean,
Well,
But that's
what's the
why you
point?
dive for them.
well,
Yeah.
that is true. That is true.
Well, you
but
don't technically dive for them. You just kind of wade around or swim on the surface, snorkel.
you snorkel in about 10 feet of water
and
in
you'll
the
see 'em
seagrass,
either
right?
looking at you
Eel
through
grass.
the eel grass or
Yeah.
they're swimming along.
Okay.
Can you kick around in some rubbers?
They don't like you stirring up the eel grass. You don't want to tear up the eel grass.
No,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
can't
don't tear
wade
up the
in
eel grass.
with their
So you
boots.
float above the eel grass and you look for these little scallops. And sometimes they're swimming. They like pulsate and they can like swim through the water, scare the crap out of you.
That would scare you?
Yeah, because they look like, the little shop of horrors type of thing, They I mean, scallops look kind of creepy.
I want to see this.
You
Yeah.
have strange dreams, don't you?
Well, have you seen that, Barry? How they swim around
I've
like
seen
that?
how.
Would you want one of
clams-
those things clamping down on your nether regions? I don't think so.
Oh, that's why you wear a bathing
Why, you went
suit.
there?
Unless it was you.
They have many eyes. They are multi.
Well, Jerry,
depends
we don't
what.
want to know about you.
Well, Jerry
You-
has a question, which
Do you want Greg to clamp down on your nether region?
Oh, just stop it.
Stop
Golly.
Inappropriate.
Not necessary. Totally not necessary. I'm trying to,
Thank you, James.
I'm trying to entice Kristen into this activity. What do you? Are
No,
we
she's
selling it or
smart.
making it sound worse than it really
Worse.
is, Kristen? What do you think?
I'm gonna let you guys do you,
Okay.
and I'll just wait on the shore. You guys do your thing.
Really, you're not going to go? You wouldn't go scalloping with us?
No.
Oh, come on. Hey, honestly, it's like going on an Easter egg hunt because they really don't do much.
Well, you're
They don't-
snorkeling, right? That'll be
You,
fun.
you snorkel above, you look for the
You're in
little
a
scallops.
maximum maybe 5-6 feet of water. You're not that deep.
right, and you just float it, and then you see one, you just grab it and you stick it in
Throw
your
it in a mesh
bucket. And
bag.
you're good to go. Yeah.
So everybody gets a bucket or
Well, yeah, it's like a bucket of a diver. Or what's the limit for a while? I
Something
don't-
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
gotta
depends
check.
on whether you weigh them in. I think it's a bucket. If you clean them, then it's a pound.
Mm-hmm.
It varies depending on the status of the crustacean.
Right.
Or if
I
you're
think
like-
it's similar to mermaid.
who knows
I
how
was
to
gonna
clean them?
Raw mermaid is one weight, and then if you clean them, then they have to take into account the cleaning of the mermaid. But what were you going to say there, Barry?
I was going to say, if you're Brittany, you just open them up on the boat and eat them raw right
Yes.
Oh, that's right. She did that a
Yes.
couple
Wow,
years
That
ago.
is gnarly.
there. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Well,
she had raw
you can't
scallop.
eat them like an oyster, but I prefer get them out of their little slime bed first.
Yeah.
She's gonna have some gastrointestinal
No,
discomfort.
she did it. She lived through it.
Yeah, we don't know.
Well, she
I
didn't
don't
really.
want to know.
Yeah, they do look disgusting when you.
I did
crack
see a
open the shell.
Roto-Rooter truck in front of Walt's house.
Yeah, you think that it was
immediately thereafter?
Oh, it could have been. There could have been a thing. Yeah, I don't recommend the sushi scallop technique. I prefer them cooked myself.
He likes them kirked.
Yeah, that's right.
They are good in ceviche.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. All right, more coming up on this 4th of July weekend on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message. And we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
To every citizen throughout our land, have a glorious Independence Day. Have a great 4th of July. God bless you and God bless America. Happy 4th of July.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio celebrating the 4th of July weekend and Cock Johnson's birthday. CJ is with us, and it is his birthday today, too. So it's a very loaded weekend, and I mean that in the alcoholic sense.
Speaking of loaded.
Since we're not diving, where you might be drinking.
I should have put
this
some
weekend.
rum in this.
What you think?
No, it's almost gone.
There's vodka.
This is nitro coffee.
Vodka would probably go in there, too.
It's almost
the
gone.
shark
There's
vodka.
No, there's hardly
There you
any
go.
left.
All right, top dive sites in the USA are what we're discussing today on this holiday weekend. I think it's appropriate.
Do the Bahamas count?
The Bahamas do not. They
Damn
are
it.
not part of the USA.
Close enough.
Your geography is off.
Just a little.
Very close. Very close, but no cigar today. Actually, you'll probably have a cigar.
We're just throwing them out then?
No,
Or you're just throwing
there's like a list.
Oh, you
but
have a list.
I'll see how.
Have you compiled the list?
Of course not.
That would be work.
I found a list online.
ChatGPT do it for him.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and I want to
loser.
see how our list, matches up with AI. So, Kristen, I'm gonna go to our first guy. I think do you got to blow out for a mermaid shoot or something today, or what's going on? You got to leave early.
I texted CJ and said I gotta.
Wait, did she just say she's having sex with CJ?
No, she did not.
That's what I thought
She
I
did not
heard.
that. She
That's
said she
weird.
texted me.
Oh, okay. Just you broke up a little bit there, Kristen. And I
apologize for
I just
Greg.
wanted to clarify.
I apologize
because-
for Greg. Lord, I apologize. And be with the starving pygmies in New Guinea.
Okay. And they're not in the USA either. So, but
Right.
that's a good place.
Oh,
to
they
have.
probably are.
All right. Well, we cleared that little misquote up.
Everybody's
and it's a good thing. But Kristen, so you got a mermaid shoot you're doing today? Is that the deal or what exactly?
I do. I have to go. Doing a underwater photo shoot, one of my first that I've done in a while.
Nice.
That'll be nice and warm.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you doing it in the springs or in the ocean? Where are you going to go? Or can you
I
say?
am not getting in those cold waters. Are you kidding me?
She's not getting in the springs then. That answers
Smart.
that. Yeah. but can you tell us much about it, or you got to keep it?
Oh yeah, I'm just going over to one of my friends has a pool, and
Oh, okay. You're doing it in a pool. Okay, gotcha. Well, see, I thought maybe you were going to be doing it in one of the top dive sites in the USA, which I guess it could be. Or
That'd be handy.
Your private pool could be part of that if you're practicing in the
very nice pool.
Okay, so that could be a fun dive site if you have no choice. Jump in the pool, get wet. That's one way to do it. But
I have done that.
You have, yes.
Who hasn't done? Oh, let me just make sure my BC still works.
Well, every diver has done that because you have pool work as
you
part
start
of your
getting too
certification
dried
process.
out, you go nuts.
Yeah, but I think any diver can relate to that. You have to get your certification. So
no, but before, even after that.
Well, you're right. It's better to stay wet. No matter what you're doing in your
For some
dive
of
life.
us, that was many, many moons ago.
What did he say?
I don't know. I think he's slipping into Indian.
He's slurring a little bit.
4th of July, sorry.
Call it maize.
Fair enough.
DJ, here's to your health, sir.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Back at you, buddy.
They're drinking milk, of course.
No.
You don't think that's what that is? All right.
Salt water.
Yes, we'll go with that. All right. Well, we mentioned the Florida Keys. We mentioned like Venice Beach, which is on the west coast of Florida, just below Tampa area. I would throw in Fort Lauderdale in there, too.
I was just going to say Pompano area.
Yeah. And I think as far as Florida, all three of those should be, on a list for best dive sites in the U.S. And probably Fort Lauderdale a little bit more under the radar than the Keys and Venice Beach for that matter.
I would guess anywhere near the Gulf Stream on the East Coast.
Drift capital of the world.
Well, that's true.
Of the U.S.
Yeah, West Palm, Fort Lauderdale. The thing is, the Gulf Coast, is that what you said? The Gulf Coast, you think?
No, the Gulf Stream.
Oh, the Gulf Stream. Right, exactly. Good point. Yeah,
Jupiter,
anywhere,
Uranus.
Okay. Just south of, starting at West Palm Beach on the east coast of Florida, that's when the diving gets good because that's when the Gulf Stream comes in closest to the Florida landmass, and it flushes out the water, gives us better, more consistent visibility. North of that, it's more of a crapshoot. You can get great viz north of there, but it depends on the conditions.
North Carolina.
Well, that's actually a list I saw online. They mentioned North Carolina. I assume that wreck
capital of the U.S.
with the sand tiger shark dive.
Yes, Jerry and I were talking about that. We want to go.
Yeah. Okay,
we might go without your ass.
Why would you do this?
Because I don't think you're going to get up
I just gave you a bottle of vodka, shark vodka.
You're going to be gone somewhere, Wyoming, Wisconsin, whatever.
I don't know. There might be some dive sites there. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. Lakes. No,
we're talking about the ocean.
No, we're not.
Get on a boat, go out and see the sand tigers.
Well, that's true, but I mean, this list is not limited to the ocean. Obviously, we're talking about dive sites.
Oh, you're
in the
back
US.
on the list. All right.
Yeah, let's stay focused. Barry, you have a suggestion or what?
Well, I was going to say, is this a specific site? Because I was thinking of specific ones, but
yeah,
isn't there a place called? I think it's called the Flower Patch near Texas.
The Flower Gardens.
Flower Gardens. Okay.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a nice site.
That is definitely on the list as well that I've seen.
Okay. Where's this?
Off the coast of Texas.
Is a liveaboard, though.
Yeah, it takes.
It's a good little ways out.
I think it takes like 8 hours or something from the coast of Texas to get out to that area, supposedly. Something
so
like
you
that.
would be out there for a couple of days.
Yeah,
maybe.
you do an overnighter is what they generally run. I haven't been there, but I've heard a lot of great things about the flower gardens there.
But
in the Gulf.
I thought the homework assignment was where would we dive on 4th of July, and I had come up with
Well, you misread it because it was the best dive sites in the U.S.
Right. In the U.S. completely. All right.
Well, Barry.
But
Barry.
we can expand it a little bit just for Barry.
But on Barry's behalf, though, he has to go diving.
Okay. Well, that's the whole idea of why we're talking about this. We may want to knock some of these off the list.
No,
I mean, Flower Gardens is
last year.
that would be a good one for us to go experience, wouldn't it? Because we've done all the Florida ones, and we go back in a heartbeat. But I haven't done the Flower Gardens, and you haven't either, Barry. You'd go, wouldn't you?
No, I haven't. My son lives in Texas, so that would be an interesting thing to do.
Where is that near? Is that near like?
Isn't it Houston? Is like the place you go off of, I believe, if I remember correctly.
I could look it up, but out from Houston or south of Louisiana.
Possibly,
Somewhere
yeah.
in that
you do
area,
that.
yeah.
Vinny Two Tanks, you ever done that one? You ever been to the Flower Gardens?
No, I never heard of it before.
Never heard of it.
Dima's in Louisiana this year.
That's true. I wonder if they
We
run.
could go early.
I mean, that once again, you'd have to do like a liveaboard overnight kind of thing for a night or two out there, though.
Oh, you do?
Because it's a bit of a
Things
haul
like
to get out
100
there.
miles offshore.
Right.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yes. So
It's
you'd have
a
to
Isn't
do-
good little
isn't
ways
it out
out.
by the oil rig?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
It is,
Cool.
it is out by the oil rigs. Have you guys ever dove around an oil rig before or no?
Yes.
Which one, Casey? What, Tenneco Towers down in Miami or what?
No, actually, it was over off the West Coast,
West Coast.
Cool.
California, Baja area. They have some towers out that way.
Right. Okay.
I bet there's tons of life.
I found
down
some
there is.
charters.
You found some
That,
charters that run out to the flower
yeah.
gardens. Yeah, of course.
One of them is one you'll like. It's called the Happy Hookers Charters.
Whoa, are you sure you're looking at dive charters? He sounds like a
Flower
different type of
Garden Bay.
charters.
It's a national marine sanctuary, so that means
Yeah.
it should look as nice as going over to Hawaii and some of their marine areas.
Well, it's got a lot of Caribbean feel to the reefs.
Oh, I think they need a visit from Scuba Radio.
Well,
a lot
they
of
need
that
a visit
stuff
from
goes out of
somebody.
Galveston, Greg.
Oh, is that what it is,
Yeah,
Galveston?
a lot of it goes out of Galveston,
Yeah.
around that area.
And that
Freeport, Texas, Sabin Pass, Texas,
Yeah.
Surfside, Texas.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, set it up, Barry. Let's go. Good Lord, let's
Working
go.
on it.
All
Yes,
right.
Bob?
We're talking about the best dive sites in the U.S. Today on the 4th of July weekend here on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio,
Scuba Radio.
the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. I do it up big on the 4th of July. 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 4.
I think we get the idea. This is
Okay,
the
cool.
4th of July weekend. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. So we are diving into the top dive sites in the USA today.
Are you counting them down, or is there a list? I haven't heard
No,
you say anything.
we're not
Shoot me the
rating
list.
them. We're just coming up with a list. The best
Well,
dive
what is
sites.
the list so far?
Well, we've covered most of the places in Florida, I think.
But for those who haven't heard to this point, quick
I
recap.
just said Florida.
That's
Florida
not-
Keys, Venice Beach, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm. We kind of worked down the, worked down the Florida coast, up and down the Florida coast. And there's other little knickknacks, here and there.
Paddywhack.
Give a dog a
Oh, we
bone.
don't have to be in Florida,
Jeez.
do we?
No, it's USA.
it's
we
USA.
just started.
Well, then I vote for Vinny's area. I think Catalina is a great dive site.
I would totally agree. I think CJ would, Cock Johnson would agree with that because it's his birthday and he's been to Catalina.
I'd like to dive that someday.
What do you
You
mean?
did.
You did.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. No,
You
we
just did the
didn't.
wine mixer.
What?
Wait,
No,
wait.
we did
You
not dive
meant
that
to
trip.
say,
Really?
You meant to say he about died.
You
that.
have. When I went in 2017, we had an
Oh, you
opportunity to
He didn't
go.
That's right.
It
The
was-
water was too cold.
It was cold, and
Yeah.
I wanted to do it anyway, but I was about to record my very expensive commercial voice demo with like the top guy
Mhm.
in Hollywood the
Yeah.
next morning.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't want to
You're like, oh, hell no.
mess up my.
What's the water temp?
Bro.
65. Oh,
Freeze my brains
hell no.
I was tempted. We were thinking about it.
Yeah, but did I dive
No,
that one?
no,
I didn't dive
you,
either.
You pussed out
Yes,
as well.
you did. You on the second trip you came out with us. We
Well,
took you
right,
there.
exactly.
Not when I was there.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
You did not.
Remember,
Yeah.
you got that video of the sea bass.
Of the sea bass, of all
Of California sea
little,
bass,
all
black
those
sea
little
bass.
crabs. We came into some kind of weird, crab bloom.
We did
Yeah.
see the
was
what are
weird.
the Garibaldi? Is that the
Yeah, the orange
Yeah.
fish. Yeah,
We saw
Steak
them
fish.
from the boat.
and the kelp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
kelp forests are amazing.
Right.
Greg dove a kelp for us.
I
Next
did
one, wow.
indeed.
Now, what is the protocol? You just stay super streamlined to not get caught up in that stuff?
Yes, as streamlined as possible.
Well, yeah,
No,
right.
you know what the key thing is, you don't panic if you get
get swallowed up by one.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know if there's something else like,
No,
carry
Vinny,
a giant
you know
knife.
as well as I do. You want to start spinning around really quick,
like spaghetti on a
Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it happens. You know, it can get really thick.
It's a challenge.
And,
It's a challenge.
and the key is
It's
if you
part
get
of the fun.
well, okay.
Now, do you bring
That's
a
where
big
you
ass
first
knife?
Learn you don't want to dive with a snorkel.
Can that stuff
Yeah.
be cut by a knife if you had to?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but you don't even want to do that if you can. What they say is like if you were to get wrapped up in the kelp accidentally, like you just actually swim or got pushed into it, via a surge or current or something, which is fairly common. As far as the surge especially, and if you got wrapped up in a bunch of kelp and you're like, what they tell you is exactly what Casey said is don't panic, just calm down, stop, don't move. Stop, think, react. Remember that?
Well, I know
thing?
that. I just wonder anything beyond that.
Well, but once you do, you stop. Okay, I'm tangled up here. Do I want to cut this stuff off of me, or can I stop and kind of ease my way back out of this? That's what you really want to do. You don't want to cut it out if you don't have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's last resort.
Yeah. So that is the preferred method.
Most of the time, it's literally like walking through a forest. You'll kind of see a path through it, and then there'll be thicker on other sides.
See, now just talking about it, now I want to go do it.
Well, yeah. It's kind of like you're
All right.
dodging through, a forest. Like you said, swimming through a forest.
What's
It's pretty
the
cool.
water temperature there?
Depends on the time of year, but
36
it's
degrees.
usually in the 60s if you're lucky.
And in the summer?
High
60s.
60s.
Maybe up to
60s.
70s.
So, okay.
No, it's cold there. I mean, you got to wear a wetsuit.
Vinny
Right.
knows. Vinny knows.
Dry suit. Hello.
It's not warm water Woods territory.
No.
No.
It's cold water, Cock
You
Johnson
jump
territory.
in, and when your lips stop tingling, then you make your dive.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very true.
That's what
Now,
she said.
so out on the West Coast, of course, you have Catalina Island, dive in the Casino Point is where you see the black sea
You got
bass.
San Diego Rec Alley in San Diego. They have the Yukon, and they
There
have the
you
Ruby
go.
Dee, which are very
That's
good
on
wrecks.
a lot of people's list
Yeah.
as well. I mean, even if you go up the coast a little bit, I did a dive back in the day and just off the coast, off the beach there in Redondo, and I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
sure.
You
Well,
know,
there
it's-
was great white sightings when we were there.
when we were there in Catalina, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe
Well,
that's
were
why
in-
we didn't
We
dive.
were
I don't
in
know.
Long Beach, yeah, but then we went down. Catalina.
Right.
And there's dolphin herds, or I don't call it. I guess they're called dolphin packs. I don't know what they're called.
A pod of dolphins.
There was a huge
A
pod
murder
dolphins.
of
A
dolphins.
huge
A murder of dolphins.
No, I don't
And
think
Vinny,
that's accurate.
you've dove with the sea lions, haven't you? And they
Of
come
course.
roaring out of the
Yeah.
herd.
Of course.
They'll eat you.
They look. You see them the videos on social media where they're all cute. They come up like a dog.
They're all
and they get
cute.
pet.
They play this whole game, and then they'll bite your head off.
No, they never bite.
I don't know.
Nah, they come roaring out of the murk, blowing bubbles with their mouth wide open. The last second, they veer off. You
Yeah.
can hear them laughing.
They
in the
are. They're
background.
cute.
Hey, we just made another diver wet his suit.
I've always thought it'd be cool to go snorkel or dive with otters. We ought to do that.
That's easy. You just go up to they're right off there. You go to the aquarium in Monterey Bay, and they're
Yeah.
right there. You can swim with them.
So you've done that? You
No, but it's
Oh.
I just never have. I've been to the
but
aquarium.
do you
though.
want to do
They're
it?
adorable.
Oh, it would be cool.
I
Yeah,
think we ought to
would
do
dive
that.
Monterey. I would dive Monterey.
Don't they have shark?
Straight
But
two.
it's a lot colder than if you think Catalina's cold, it's a different story. up there.
Yeah,
now
it
you're
is.
getting up into low 40s.
Oh, yeah.
How about
I dove
Alaska?
all
Is
up
that
I
on
just
your
suffered
dive
from
list?
shrinkage,
Coast
just
and
with the mention.
Washington.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Is
you're
Alaska on your
talking
dive list?
Serious cold water when you hit the thermocline.
Mm-hmm. No, Alaska, you say?
Is that on your list?
No, actually.
What an ice hole!
Oh, he was hoping for that opening.
Wow. I'm gonna give you a pass since it's your birthday.
Gracias.
But the thing is, I don't know. Alaska, do they have dive sites up there?
Oh,
That,
yeah, they have dive sites.
have
I know.
You're talking serious.
But
you
I
need
haven't
a
heard of
warm
any-
water pumped dry suit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can't name a dive site that I've heard about in Alaska. like Catalina Island, like Casino Point. I'm sure they exist, but they just haven't come across my radar. Have any of you guys heard of such a dive site in Alaska?
Nope.
Because that one, actually, you bring up an interesting point. I'm sure they have them. And maybe you go up there in the wintertime and cut an ice hole and, jump in the water then. And then you'd see, like, what, Greenland sharks, you think, up there or something like that?
7 gills.
I think I've seen videos of people diving under icebergs and things.
That's for people that are into that.
But I don't know if
Well,
that's...
I found a dive shop in Anchorage, Alaska, so I'll send you that link.
No,
Not
thank
necessary.
you. Yeah. No, we're looking for the dive sites. Maybe it has a list of their dive sites they visit.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Smitty's Cove.
Wait, what kind of cove?
Smitty's Cove.
Smitty, be careful how you say that.
Yeah.
All right.
There's Resurrection Bay. Which, I guess if you make it out of the water, you've resurrected.
Well, no, it's so cold you're frozen to death, and then
Yeah.
you come back to life, which would be like a resurrection. And
There's
chronologically preserved in that
I
dive,
can't even
maybe?
pronounce this. Matanuska Lake.
Madawaski?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
something
That's
like
what
that.
it was.
I believe it's less erection.
I don't think that's accurate, Bubble Boy. But well, look,
Boy.
we got plenty more dive sites in the USA to cover today on the 4th of July weekend of the big show. Stick around. Plus, there's magic. We got magic coming in hour 2. Stay close.
Y'all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go! Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to the world's first radio show devoted to diving, hour 2. It's CJ's birthday. We are talking about some pretty cool things on today for the 4th of July to weekend because, you got to... That's right. You can dive in the USA today.
Thank you.
You can do this on CJ's birthday.
Thank you for keeping that short.
Yeah. Well, you want to play it again?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to get it out there. So we're going to talk about some of the dive sites that we like that are available right here in the good old USA. I think that's appropriate. But also, being that it is CJ's birthday today, not only did we, we made him a song. And by the way, for the record, I there's been some chatter that that song that we performed live at the beginning of the show was not live. It was like a pre-recorded thing, and they didn't believe that I actually was playing guitar on that.
Tracks.
And the truth of the matter is that was really me playing guitar. I was playing live.
You fired something off.
No, I was playing. I didn't do the singing live, but the guitar track was live.
And we thank you for that.
Yes. So it was a hybrid presentation.
Did your auto-tune not work?
No, it was working. It was totally maxed out.
Auto-tune worked overdrive.
What's so funny, Barry?
Oh, I just can imagine auto-tune trying to tune you in. You exceeded its expectations.
I think somebody's jelly.
I'm sorry, Greg. I'm not a miracle worker.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, it is your birthday, CJ. So, I couldn't.
So you keep reminding me.
I couldn't get a clown to do balloon animals, so I got the next best thing. A scuba magician.
Yay.
Scott Tokar is with us right now. He's going to be on the Turks and Caicos liveaboard with us.
I've seen him. He's good.
He is. He cut a mermaid in half last time we had him on the show.
That was awesome.
And the statute of limitations has worn off, so we're allowed to have him back on today. Scott, welcome. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I am doing great. It's always great to hear your voice.
Yes. So since you cut a mermaid in half there at the scuba show in Long Beach, obviously you've been on the down low, hiding from the popo, and but now you've come out.
Actually, it was not. Honestly, it was not the popo. It was the Department of Fish and Game.
Of course, it was. Exactly. But we're
I have a license, though. I have a license.
That's all that matters. As long as you have a license, you're good. And Rachel, who we cut in half, haven't heard from her since, and that's probably a good thing. So we'll just leave it at that for now. But Scott is here today to, talk about it. Well, I know you're excited about joining us in the Turks and Caicos for our ScubaRadio Scuba Cruise, that magical scuba dive tour that he's going to be on. He might perform some magic on board for everybody, and in between all the diving that we hope to do. You ever been to the Turks and Caicos by yourself, or will this be a new experience for you, Scott?
Yeah, I had been all over the Caribbean. I used to, before I got married many years ago, I used to work on a scuba diving cruise ship called Ocean Quest Cruise Lines as their magician. But we went all over the Caribbean there, and other cruise ships that I had worked. My very first warm water dive was in the Bahamas. But through all of that, I've never been to the Turks or Caicos.
Oh, well, you're going to hit both of them. We're going to do the Turks and Caicos with Explorer Ventures. By the way, they're running a special deal on our week, August 12th through the 19th, $1,000 off. Book it. We'll be on board, the Scuba Magician. We got Kristen and Kelly, our mermaids, and then we'll do a broadcast, the whole thing. So it's going to be fun. Now, it is CJ's birthday, and I know you are a scuba magician. And you can Google this because this is what he does with his buddy Chef. And it's a pretty cool program that divers can learn a few little tricks to perform for their crew, their classmates and things like that on the safety stop. It's a whole program, and you need to check it out online, ScubaMagician.com. But Scott is here to perform today, live on the show for CJ's birthday. You don't do balloon animals, just for the record, right?
No balloon animals.
Okay.
No. They don't really come across all that well on radio.
Is there any way to virtually cut?
Greg, that sounds insulting.
Well, what do you mean?
For the stuff this guy can do and his talent.
Well,
and
no,
you're
I
asking
just
him about balloon animals.
It may be.
Come on.
He's a man of many talents. So I was hoping he could virtually, cut Barry the Bugger in half or something here on the show today. More blood, the better.
Thirds.
Yeah, or
virtually
thirds.
anything's possible.
Okay,
we'll take any variation of any fraction.
All right. Well, what do you have to amuse all of us, especially CJ on his birthday today? Then.
Well, this is Scuba Radio, and some of you are watching us. Hello.
Yeah, we apologize.
But if you're listening to us on podcast or on the radio, it's kind of hard to watch magic. So what I wanted to do is a magic trick in your mind. Is that all right?
Well, none of us have any on part of this crew.
This is even better.
We'll
by the way, my magic is definitely better if you're narked. So
Okay. All right.
I knew it.
If you're
Well,
just coming up for a surface interval, this should be good. right?
I'm drinking this nitrogen coffee. Does that count?
Spiked with vodka. Yes.
I think we all need some of that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So since you brought up coffee, I want you in your own minds, just think in your minds. Don't blurt anything out because I want it to happen in your mind here. I want you to think of a dessert on a restaurant menu like tiramisu or something like that. Just think of a dessert at a restaurant.
Got it.
And I want you to, in your own mind, spell that dessert name and think of the last letter of the dessert.
All right.
What happens if you can't spell?
Oh, jeez.
This is going to be a problem then. But now I want you to think of an animal with that letter that was the last letter in the dessert. I want you to think of an animal with that letter.
Got it.
And then I want you to think of a sport that starts with that letter. And if things worked out, you're thinking of an elephant playing tennis.
You know what? He got it right for me. That was right on. How about you?
It doesn't work with everybody.
No,
I was a monkey, and I couldn't come up with a sport.
I was an eel with an equestrian.
Wait. What dessert started with M?
Oh, I thought it ended. I thought that was the last letter. Ice cream.
The last letter.
It was ice cream.
Okay. That's interesting.
I used Greg's dessert. It was Bazooki.
I said pie. Hello, key lime pie.
I said pie with emu.
Yeah.
I only got to dessert. I didn't get the rest.
Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll do another one.
That's my fault. I didn't have a sport.
Wait.
That's
I got the dessert down.
Now you kind of have the idea how these mental magic tricks work.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little while I'll do another one for you.
Well, you're
It
dealing
worked on
with
Greg because I think he's simple.
the problem you have is you're dealing with people who are mental. So there's some problems with this
Barry
crew.
can't help it. He was born that way.
Yeah.
Well,
the first thing he goes, I don't know how to spell.
I don't know how to spell. Well, I asked Google and she told me.
All right, Vinny, did it work for you, Vinny? I came up with it.
I'm embarrassed. He said all the instructions, and I got confused. And
it's that nitrogen coffee.
As I said, I'm stuck on the dessert. I haven't figured out the is it an animal named from?
He had all these rules, and all of a sudden I go, I can't.
I might have a balloon animal for you guys.
Okay.
There you go.
He's he's a professional. He knows how to deal with problem crowds.
37 different balloon animals.
Do you really?
Yes, they all
Try
look
a
like
balloon
dogs.
animal on me. See if I can get it.
They all look like dogs, but
Can you
there's
make it
37 of
Johnson?
them, I think.
But different breeds.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
there's the wiener dog and the dachshund and the hot
Shih Tzu,
dog.
the Shih Tzu.
No, that's you guys.
Malamute.
Never works when I do this with you guys. You're terrible. More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
It is a high honor to speak at this Hall of Independence on this Day of Independence.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Happy 4th of July weekend to you. Hopefully you're making the best of it. We're going to get to some of our favorite dive sites in the USA here in just a bit. But first, we got to try to clean up this train wreck that we just had with our buddy Scott, the scuba magician. Yeah. I make these things way too hard by providing a audience that he has to perform a trick with it, just basically have no brain cells to work with, and that helps.
You allow the microphones to be open. That's
right. That is a problem. It worked for some of us.
In my defense, it is the weekend.
Well, that doesn't work. So what I've decided to do, instead of have him have to work with the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, I figured let's bring in a ringer. We have Mermaid Rachel with us. She is. Where are you at today, Rachel? Where are you based out of today?
I'm currently in Wenatchee, Washington.
Okay.
So Eastern Washington.
Well, welcome. She's in the good old USA. So appropriate for the 4th of July weekend. But we brought her in, and we'll catch up with her in just a bit. But I figured let's give Scott another shot with, an audience that has a few more brain cells left. And maybe we can make a trick work better, or an illusion, or, some magic. Because it's CJ's birthday. He needs something to entertain him, a performance for his birthday.
Still waiting.
Okay. So, Scott, what can you do with Mermaid Rachel? You don't have to cut her in half, even though that might be a preference for
all right, Rachel,
mm-hmm.
In order for this to work, you are going to have to make your mind completely blank. Can you do that?
Sure. Model Barry.
Incredibly fast. You've been hanging around with these guys too long.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, there we go. We got it.
Rachel, I'm going to have you think of a number, any number between 1 and 9. Just think of a number.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to multiply that number. So I want you to multiply the number that you're thinking of right now by 9.
Okay.
By 9. And keep the answer in your head, only in your head, okay?
Everybody follow along at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I think you're thinking of a 2-digit number. Am I correct?
The number that I multiplied with?
Yes.
Equals.
So you thought of a number. Now we multiplied it by 9. Now you have a 2-digit number. I want you to take those 2 digits and add them together in your own mind.
Okay.
Now each number is going to represent a letter of the alphabet. 1 will be A, 2 will be B, 3 will be C, and thus.
Okay.
I want you to think of a land-bearing animal, something that lives on the land that starts with that letter. Then I want you to think of the color of that animal.
Okay.
Now there's a couple of possibilities here. I'm going to write something down here. All right. Were you thinking a gray elephant?
No.
What were you thinking?
An ibex.
A what?
Ibex?
What's an ibex? Wait, I'll tell you.
She's really close to mine.
Something
Sort of
wrong with
like
our math again.
It looks a little bit like.
No,
I said green iguana.
Greg, she's really close to mine.
Yeah.
I had I also,
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
thought ibis. Isn't that like a bird?
Yeah.
And I was thinking gray.
I
had the
one
letter
which is
and
green.
the color.
I had I too. I thought idiot.
We'll have to
idiot.
reverse engineer. Can I interest you in some balloon animals?
Yes, let's try
Yes,
that.
I would like to see
hold
a
on.
brown
Like an
starfish.
I said green iguana.
I'm
that's
going
what
to
I
twist
said,
an
green iguana.
ibex right now. Here's what's going to happen
I didn't
if you're
even think of
watching us
iguana. That
on
would've
the
been way
video.
easier.
zucchini.
Wait, what was the right answer though, Scott? I want to know if I got it right.
Here we go.
I said
We're
green.
twisting an ibex. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. He's gonna make an ibex balloon. Look at that. Oh my
They look
gosh.
like antelope, except they got pointy.
It looks like
I believe
a,
that
They got
ibex
pointy
I
horns.
believe.
Yeah.
looks like a
Barely.
wiener dog.
body, kind of like this. Kind
Wow.
of like this. This
Look
right
at
here.
that. He
There it
did
is.
that like
It's
in
an ibex,
seconds.
and it's green.
Cute. Yeah.
I like that.
Awesome.
How about
Yeah,
that?
all
Neon
right.
green
Well,
dog.
that's for you. That's for you, Rachel. I'll be shipping that to you.
Oh, great.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
But
all right.
first, we'll bring it down to depth so it compresses a little bit. Okay.
Right. Right.
I love it. This will
Well,
be
Scott,
exciting.
wait, you had written down an animal and a color on your notepad. I saw.
I did.
What did you write on there? Can you say?
It's hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah, I
'Cause
can't
my
see
light's
it.
too bright.
So what did it say?
I said eagle brown.
Eagle brown.
Anyone else get eagle brown?
No,
I
I
got
don't know how you
green
ended up with
iguana.
ibex.
I got green iguana.
I went wrong with that
Yeah.
one.
See, that's why you have. That's what happens when
He
you
would've
bring a
been
bunch of
5.
idiots together.
Wait, but Greg, I
What?
thought the same thing you did.
Oh, God help me!
He would have been 5.
Losing my mind.
A lower
A,
number.
B, C, E, yeah.
Green iguana.
All right.
Iguana was
A, B, C,
9.
D, E, F, G, H,
Maybe I'm narked right now. Maybe that's the problem.
You know what?
I don't get an opportunity to do magic verbally all that much.
It's much harder than cutting a mermaid
let's
in half.
try this. Let's try this
Yeah.
then. All right.
Oh, he's got cards. Okay.
I have 4 cards in front of me.
Mhm.
Now this one's hard to hear on the radio, but
Right.
Greg, I want you. If I took out just the 4 queens, there's going to be either
That'd be Barry,
either-
Jerry. Wait. Oh,
there's either black or red. Black or red. Which one should I take out? The black or the red ones?
take the red ones out.
All right. So I have either the queen of hearts or the
Right.
queen of diamonds, and I'm going to turn face up and put it back into these cards.
Okay.
Should it be the heart or the diamond?
Heart.
The queen of hearts.
Yep.
One card is face up
Whoa.
amongst the rest.
That's
Okay.
tough.
Be the queen of hearts.
This guy's
And
possessed.
here's the real weird thing. This is the only red card.
What?
And the rest of them are just like your very first dive, completely blank.
Scott,
any
you are the
nitrogen
devil.
absorption.
He found it easy to read a simple mind.
Oh yeah, real funny, Barry.
That's pretty cool.
You and your green iguana.
All right. It works much better when it's visual.
Yes. Well, we'll do this on the Turks and Caicos liveaboard trip.
And the great
Yeah.
thing about doing magic underwater is you don't have to really think. You just need to watch.
Yeah,
So,
you don't have to listen to the dumbass comments everybody makes.
There you go.
I'm speaking to you, Greg.
Did you invite us to be on your show?
No.
All right.
You just all showed up. No, I love it. We kid, but Scott is a pro. He can tolerate this group of nut
I
jobs.
think he's gonna go cry now.
It's going to be fun. It is going to be so much fun.
And
the
it must
Turks
have
and
been my
Caicos.
directions. It must have been my-
Miscreants.
Nope. Nope.
No, it's the crowd.
Malfeasance.
Trust me, it's the crowd. But we'll have a much better crowd on the Turks and Caicos liveaboard with Explorer Ventures, August 12th through the 19th. Call them up, 1-800-322-3577. Join us. And remember, right now, $1,000 off that week to join us with the Mermaids and Scott, the Scuba Magician, and yours truly. All right, more coming up. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explore Adventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit exploreadventures.com. That's exploreadventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
What is it? Well, they're celebrating the revolution. It's the 4th of July.
Well, in a few days it will be. It's 4th of July weekend. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We got CJ, Mr. Birthday Boy himself, in the studio along with Bubble Boy, and then connected via the web, Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad, Barry the Bugger, Vinny Two Tanks, Cherry the Diver Guy, Scott Tokar, our scuba magician, still with us right now. And now we also have Mermaid Rachel, who he didn't cut in half. Probably we should have went with that, actually. Maybe next time. I don't know, Rachel.
Maybe next time. That sounds great. I volunteer for that.
Yeah, our first Rachel.
I think you need to give him a redemption, Greg. Let him redeem himself.
Well, I was going to say we could cut Mermaid Rachel in half because the first Rachel.
You will need to bring some newspaper with you for the ending, though.
Oh,
because we got to wrap you in something.
Okay, well that's right. Yeah. That's what they do. They wrap them in newspaper and then they serve them up for
a bag of cat litter to soak
right, fish and chips.
Now you're gonna scare her.
No, she's not afraid of anything.
Do you like bird cages?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Mermaid Rachel is she is like a superhero diver.
She is.
She is on the U.S. free diving team. She's been training like crazy. And you're getting ready to head off and do some serious stuff, aren't you? Or did you already finish it up, Rachel? What's going on?
Yeah. So as far as the U.S. national team goes, compared to some of the other countries, the athletes take on the cost of competing for the CMAS World Champions on their own.
Yeah.
We've had some really good support from the community. So I've been working in the pharmacy. And so I'm working like 8 to 12-hour days and then training in the morning and the afternoon, primarily like cardio and high intensity stuff, push-ups, upper body strength, lower body strength, that kind of thing.
Right. I mean, she's like an American Ninja Warrior.
Pretty much what I do.
Yeah, if you say so. How many raw eggs you eat each morning before you do the workout? You throw them in the blender, like 12, a whole dozen, or what?
No, just coffee.
Just coffee? Okay.
Coffee.
That's her secret.
Go-to.
Same.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
3 eggs, black coffee.
I think you're mistaken.
And a pound of bacon.
All right, so you just been you're getting in your work money done right now, and then you're going to head off and do some training. Is that the deal?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
So I'm working right now. Been working for about 3 weeks, and then I'm headed to Roatan mid-July.
Okay.
So I'll be in Honduras for about a month and a half training.
In July.
Wait,
it's
every
already
July.
Okay.
I guess you're right. Where did the time go?
She's like, oh my gosh, I got to leave. No.
We're beyond
I've been
that.
working so much.
Well, hey, that's what you got to do. I mean, have you thought about putting together like a mermaid workout? Because you're a workout maniac now. Because you did the American Ninja Warrior, you did that. Now you're training for the free diving team. You ought to put together a mermaid
like a
workout
VHS tape.
It's like a working out.
I think that'd be a really awesome idea. That would be super fun.
How about swimming with the 80s? No.
Maybe you can have Richard Simmons on with you.
Diving with the oldies.
I love these ideas, guys.
With the
This is
oldies.
great.
That's good.
Richard Simmons did used to wear dolphin shorts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
God,
point.
That's right.
Nice tie-in.
Uh-huh.
That image I can't get out of my head.
And Barry's going, yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Blushing. Oh, you're blushing.
Jason.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But regardless, yeah, I mean, you've had a lot going on, and it's good to see you. Now, Scott, so did you have another trick you really want to try again? Or is Jerry?
No, you know what? Let's save some for when we're on the boat.
Yes,
I mean, because
exactly.
I want to. The nice thing about doing stuff where you can see me is that most of the magic is visual.
Right.
It's hard to do stuff that you just have to think of, and then I have to remember every step of my trick, which is even harder to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, just for Jerry bringing that up, I can perform magic as well and make him disappear. Watch this. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. But I could do it. I can make him disappear. I'm magic.
Prove it.
Nope, I won't do that. I'm not mean like that. But, it is the 4th of July weekend, so let's get back on track talking about some of our favorite dive sites in the U.S. Scott, you've dove around. Do you have any favorite sites in the U.S.? We've covered Florida. We've covered most of California. You have any other USA dive sites that you might want to throw into the mix?
Okay, so you've already talked California because that's my home. That's my home water.
I know. Well, you might have a site we didn't cover. We mentioned Catalina.
We didn't cover Northern California.
Yeah, Monterey.
Well, I don't dive Northern California. Southern California. Right by me is Laguna and La Jolla, which I'm at all the time. But if I'm going to pick in the United States, my favorite dive site, I'm going to think. How about cathedrals just off Lanai in Hawaii?
Ooh,
nice.
All right. So which island in Hawaii? Is it the Big Island?
Well, you get there by leaving from Maui, from the Maui port, and you go over to Lanai, which is an island that, unless you are really well-to-do and staying at the Four Seasons there, you have to go out by boat to see it. But there's a dive there called the Cathedrals. And cathedrals they're lava tubes, and it's just so beautiful. You go through this one lava tube, and you end up in something that literally some of the holes in the lava tube look like stained glass. There's the ceiling has fallen down. It looks like an altar. It really feels like you're in a church at 60.
So it's kind of a swim through, but it's open at the top, or a little bit of both.
Well, it's a swim through. It's not a cave dive.
Right.
It's definitely more cavern.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's the cathedral. That sounds real nice. Now,
Greg, you would miss it. Only the believers can see it.
Oh, quiet. I was going to mention the Manta Night Dive in Hawaii off the coast of Kona.
Off the Big Island.
Yes. And I've done that one, but I'm not familiar with the Lanai
Bucket
one.
list now.
I have a Lanai on the back of my house.
I think it got its name from the island.
Yeah, there you go. See, but we don't have a cathedral back there. But
we can fix that.
Right. But it sounds like something to add to the list. So you did this dive years ago, and just one of your favorite standouts.
I've done it a couple of times now. Yeah. Usually I stay further south on the island, and I've got a favorite dive shop out there. Can I call them out?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. Hey, Maui Dreams. Great group to go with. Maui Dreams, and then and they are awesome. They don't normally go to cathedrals. You have to go on up to the north of the island, up by Kaanapali, up that area, to get over to Lanai. It's just a shorter trip, and there's outfits out there that do it all the time, and it's a beautiful dive.
Right. I love it.
Look at Rachel. She's like, I would just swim there on one gulp of air.
Heck yeah.
What's the big whoop?
It would just be a workout, a little bit of exercise, getting ready for a U.S. free diving team. Yeah. Do you guys get to pick your sites where you practice, or it's just all on your own there, Rachel, when you're practicing your free diving? Do they get the group together, or does everybody train individually? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
Well, I know that there are several boats. A lot of the freediving training is supposed to be off of boats. I haven't been there. This will be my first time, so I'm kind of going in not knowing what to expect.
Gotcha.
I know that I've been training here in Alpine Lakes in Washington with the Washington freediving community. So we've been trying to get some depth in and some basically simulating depth in some shallower depths. So FRC dives, if you've heard of those.
Yeah. Well, that has to be very cold. Isn't that cold? Well, it'd be very cold water.
Yeah, it's like in the 50s.
Okay,
so,
that's cold. That's pretty cold.
Does the cold
That's
help
cold
you?
to a Californian.
Yeah.
Does the cold help you as far as staying down longer
It'll trigger your dive reflex.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how my dive reflex will be triggered when I head to Roatan and go train in warm water.
Well, there you go. It also preserves you. The cold preserves you cryogenically, I believe. More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Best way to watch fireworks this weekend, or, in the next few days, go down on a dive and watch them from below. How about that? How about that little nugget?
Man, you just got all the answers.
Yeah. They may not be good answers, but they're answers just the same.
Oh.
Have you ever done that, Barry?
No. Well,
Come on.
remember I went out on Jeff's boat one time. We went out to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, that was on the boat.
I don't think we went diving. No, people could jump into the water. They could swim, but we couldn't go far because it was dark out. He didn't want us floating away.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vinny, did you say you had done that, Vinny?
No, I'm just saying that you got to go somewhere where they shoot the fireworks over the water.
Well, that would make sense.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
That's what we did. Is he has boats? They have it off Pompano Beach.
Yeah, it's hard to
They
see the
shoot 'em off
fireworks
there.
if you're not diving where they're
The fireworks
shooting them.
are.
Yeah. But just, sometimes you got to point that out. I don't know. Jerry, you've done it. I know you blow crap up all the time, but
Well, if I'm blowing the crap up, I can't be underwater doing it.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Aren't you one of those guys that like the bottle rockets and throw them into the lake?
Oh, yeah, I do
Okay,
that.
see?
M80s. You throw the M80s in there.
Have
Go
you guys
fishing.
not heard of the new specialty demolition dive?
Yes. Yeah, that's Jerry the diver guy.
Jerry
He's
can
done
teach that.
Yeah, it's
To
not
blow crap
recommended.
up.
It's not recommended, but it makes for a good viral video. Let's be honest.
It
Okay. All right. So we're talking about the best dive sites in the U.S. Whether you're looking at fireworks or not. Rachel, do you have one? Maybe. I mean, you're diving in all these lakes doing your free diving training. I don't know if those rank high on your list as great dive sites, but hey, free diving counts as well. Do you have a place you would recommend or suggest, or what do you think?
Yeah, I've been spending about the last 3 years checking out different alpine lakes in Washington and Oregon. One of my favorite places in Oregon to freedive is this place called Clear Lake. You've got over 100 feet visibility, and there's these 1,000-year-old tree trunks that are petrified that you can dive in and out of. Another one is there's actually an underwater dive park in Lake Tahoe. So you can actually if you're doing it on scuba, you'd want to bring a boat out.
Yeah.
But you can backpack your freediving gear in, and there's 27 different wrecks on one side, and then on the other side there's 2 different barges, and they're all under within 60 feet.
Wow. Now, both of those, this is the third site you've brought up, but all of these sound extremely cold. So the cold water doesn't scare you a bit, it sounds like. Is that the case? Or you just go with where the water is and you don't really care?
Yeah, you kind of just got to get used to it. If you want to see the things, you got to go to the places. So,
right. It's more about the visuals than the feeling sometimes.
What you just said, Greg, was
and it makes you
quit
stronger.
being a wuss.
Yeah, I've come to accept that she's just way tougher than we are.
Well, she is. I've said this, and I'm not joking when I say Mermaid Rachel is basically an underwater superhero. I mean, she's done the stunt work thing for the movies.
It's pretty impressive.
She's hardcore, man. Yeah, and Jerry, don't give me any.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, Jerry's giving me crap. You wouldn't do it. Don't sit there and act like you'd be any better than me.
Cold waters.
What do you mean?
I
Where?
live here in the mountains of Virginia. So
Jerry bathes in a quarry.
It's 60-some degrees
Crater
in the
Lake?
summertime.
How about Crater Lake in Oregon? Have you done that?
I have not. That sounds kind of interesting.
That would be cool.
So you're not allowed to go with scuba diving gear, wetsuits, or snorkeling gear.
What?
Oh,
those are the rules.
Really?
I distinctly remember reading a dive story years ago about people diving that, and I'm like, that would be a dream. I'd love to do that.
But you're not allowed to
Yeah, so
scuba
they've-
in that
Yeah,
now.
so they used to have a scuba diving outfit, but I think that they were worried about invasive species getting trucked in on wetsuits.
They're just
So
worried
the
about my
rule,
muscles.
Right.
I mean, I found a Garmin down there. I will say that, and I will say that it's very cold, and I honored all of the rules.
So
I found a Garmin down there.
You can't even wear a wetsuit
If you want to honor the rules, no.
if you want to honor the rules. So these are like not written in stone kind of rules. Like
No,
just-
these are the rules by the park. Like, it's in the brochures. You're not allowed to use snorkeling gear. You're not allowed to use wetsuit, and you're not allowed to go scuba diving.
Okay, so it's basically just a
But they
swimming
didn't
hole.
say anything about free diving in a swimsuit.
Hard pass.
Okay. Well,
My
and
swimsuit it looks
was
a
a
lot
very-
like a 7 mil.
It
figure no
a
one's
very
stupid
thick
enough to do it
swimsuit.
without a wetsuit.
yeah. Well, what kind of water temp are we talking there in the crater, you think?
50s.
Oh, jeez.
Cool.
This is like polar bear plunge type stuff, Rachel. And so you just went around and just swam in it, and you're like, hey,
Well,
I
there's
can
a place
do
where
this.
people can cliff jump. Yeah, there's a place that people cliff jump, and I was right there, and I was like, what is that orange thing down there? And I looked, and I came up, and it was a Garmin watch. So
Wow.
I found a Garmin watch that was still working down there.
So the motivation was to get a free watch out of the deal. So I can put up with the cold for a few seconds or whatever.
No, I
you go
kind of
through
just
that
wanted to check
shock.
it out. Yeah, like it's a mile hike down to the bottom, and so yeah, I kind of just wanted to check it out and see what was down there.
I'm starting to
And
think
I followed all the rules.
I'm starting to think Rachel is
So-
an alien. And she was just
She
going
could
back
be.
home to visit her spaceship there at the bottom of the crater lake. I don't know. That
that
sounds
would be super cool.
okay. And
I think
guess
you can actually get
it's a
special use
compliment.
permits to dive that.
Okay.
So I think it might be possible, but I don't know of anybody who has for quite a while.
Right.
I've looked all over the internet to see if people actually do it. And I haven't seen
It sounds.
anything.
Sign me up. I'm going.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'll tell
I
you
know,
what.
right? Let's do it.
It's CJ's birthday today. That would have been a perfect dive site for him to celebrate his birthday dive.
Incorrect.
No, just dive down there with board shorts.
No,
and
you
just
know me.
party
I'm
your
a
birthday.
warm water guy, just like you.
Doesn't matter. It's your
Yes,
birthday.
it does.
You're supposed to do stuff on your birthday that you never
No,
normally
you're not.
do.
You're supposed to do what's fun and comfortable.
Wrong. Okay, so we've clarified that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe how far is Crater Lake from where you are now, Rachel? I mean, how far? Where is it exactly?
You know, I actually grew up within that area. So it's in Southern Oregon.
Okay.
And so I was born and raised, in that area with my family, and I used to go out there every summer. So
right.
yeah, it's definitely a place that I would definitely go back to.
All right.
Probably this year at some point.
Okay. Well, keep us informed. I don't know. CJ doesn't sound like he's even willing to do it on his birthday. Vinny Two Tanks is out that way, just up the road. You could do that, Vinny. You'd jump in the Crater Lake, not wearing hardly nothing, wouldn't you?
Where's Crater
Yeah,
Lake?
Vinny, wouldn't you?
Come on, Vinny.
Where's
Don't be a
Crater Lake?
wuss.
No,
we just said where it was in
Southern
Oregon.
California, man.
Just up the road.
I'm in
Just up
Southern
the road.
California.
1,000 miles.
Yeah, you just drive
a
up the
big
coast. You're
state,
there in
Greg.
no
I
time.
don't
The
think
entire
I'm
west
good.
coast
No,
of the United
I'm
States.
not a real man. I'm sorry. Can't make it.
Well, you're not a real man. What do you mean? What?
I'm not that tough.
He's Pinocchio.
Okay, Vinny, I was trying to, build you up a little bit, and you just
No,
chopped yourself
no.
back down. What's
He's
up
trying
with
not
that?
to, kill himself.
No,
from the shock.
you taught me. I'm a warm water wuss now.
Oh, I'm a
We're
bad
spoiled. We're
influence
spoiled, man.
on the Scuba
Yeah.
Radio
Yeah.
Scuba
So-
Squad. Yeah.
Scott goes on his
86 or
trip.
nothing.
If you go on
Scott goes
explore
his
adventure
trip with
boats,
you
you're
all.
usually a warm water wuss.
Well, okay. What, Jerry? What?
Scott goes on his trip with you all. I mean, y'all are going to turn him into a wuss too.
Well, that's that
Oh,
just
no,
kind
no,
of
no!
goes
I'll
with
go. I'll go right out to Crater Lake. We're going to go do, but I won't. I will not bring a wetsuit to Crater Lake.
Yeah,
I'll bring
he
a dry
wants
suit.
to abide
I'll bring
by
a
the
dry
rules.
suit.
He's going to hide it somewhere.
There you go. That's how you get around that.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Hey, good idea.
Yeah. Well, when we go to the Turks and Caicos, for what it's worth, you don't have to wear a wetsuit. If you wear a wetsuit, you might get very hot because the water temp's going to be like 86 degrees probably.
That's where it should be.
Bathtub
too
diving,
hot.
baby. Does that sound appealing to you, Rachel?
Absolutely. I wish
Okay.
I could be in more than one place at once. You
All
guys
right.
are going to have so much fun.
Well, I just wanted to make sure she
Hologram.
wasn't, isolated to just cold water. So, you want to join us? Call up Explore Ventures 1-800-322-3577. It's going to be a party August 12th. All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of The Big Show. Happy birthday, CJ.
It's happy hour. Did you hear that?
Cock Johnson's birthday. Let's celebrate. All right, here we go.
Happy birthday, DJ.
Till next week, remember, it's always better. Where, gang? Come on.
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.